The boss on the other end of the phone immediately asked Shin Asakura if he had deleted Taro Sakamoto. Hearing the boss's question, Shin's expression became serious, then he pretended to be relaxed, asking the boss if it was really necessary to delete Sakamoto, and said that the current Sakamoto is much fatter and not a threat at all. Shin's words were not yet finished when the boss immediately called his name. Hearing the boss's tone, Shin knew that this was the end. The boss on the other end of the phone was whispering, asking his subordinate to raise the phone and saying, "It's normal for someone who leaves the organization so casually to be killed, isn't he?" He took the phone in his hand and said angrily that even if Shin couldn't do it, he could send someone else to continue the killing. How many people did he want? If Shin kept whispering to him, he would even kill Shin as well. The boss hung up the phone after saying that. Shin was so annoyed by the interrupt ion of the phone call that he sighed in the car. He didn't expect that, in the end, he would have to kill the big brother of Sakamoto himself. And even if he couldn't do it, the boss would send other people to carry out the mission. When Shin returned home, he thought of the time when he fought alongside Sakamoto. He said to himself, with a firm look in his eyes, that since there was no other way, he would kill the big brother of Sakamoto himself. The next day, Shin came to Sakamoto's personal store again. Sakamoto, who was cleaning the door with the little boy from yesterday, saw Shin coming. The playful boy wanted Shin to play with him, but Shin just apologized to him and suddenly looked at the silencer on his gun. He said it was wartime now. At that moment, Sakamoto, who was reading a newspaper at the counter, heard the sound of the glass door opening. He saw Shin greeting him seriously and saying that he was about to leave the city, so he wanted to tell the big brother of Sakamoto before leaving. But Sakamoto, who had candy in his mouth, didn't move at all. Then Shin held the gun tightly in his hand, raised it instantly, aimed at Sakamoto, and pulled the trigger. The screen turned. Sakamoto's eyes remained fixed on the newspaper in his hand, but he quickly spat out the candy in his mouth. The candy collided with the fired bullet. Because of the candy, the bullet deviated from its original path and hit the potato chip in Sakamoto's right hand. Seeing all this, Shin broke into a cold sweat, unable to believe that Sakamoto had actually used candy to deflect the bullet's trajectory. At that moment, an ice cream flew directly toward his head.